News and Views right here on Salam Media with myself, Salailo Makwidiri. We're going to begin this morning with a story that has shaken many in Cape Town, particularly people of faith. A disturbing bomb threat was made against the Al Azhar Mosque in Cape Town's District 6 earlier this week, sending ripples of fear through a community known for its rich history, its resilience, and its interfaith harmony. The threat came via cell phone and has sparked a formal case of intimidation now under police investigation. Cape Town Mayor Geordin Lewis responded swiftly, issuing a strongly worded condemnation, calling on all communities to stand united against extremism and to protect our country's tradition of religious tolerance. He's also confirmed that the city is assisting the South African Police Services through their Safety and Security Investigative Unit and the Safer Places for Worship project. And he's joining us right now, the mayor himself. We've got limited time with him, but we'll use this next few minutes to understand not only the gravity of the threat, but what concrete steps can be taken and whether these threats are being treated with the seriousness they deserve, especially in the climate of rising global tensions. Mayor Hill Lewis, good morning. Thank you for joining us on News and Views. Really appreciate you giving us your time. I think we can begin with just your overall reaction to this concerning turn of events and what it means to you in your office.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice to join you. It is concerning. I think you described it perfectly. This is a community in Cape Town that has a long tradition of many generations of interfaith harmony. This is a very, very diverse city, and District 6 is one of the most diverse parts of the city, with this wonderful history of eclectic interfaith harmony and unity. So to have that shattered in this way with this threat is most disappointing and concerning, and of course should be condemned by all people, regardless of faith or background. There's no place for this in Cape Town whatsoever. This is not Cape Town's values. It's not South Africa's values, and we should all join in condemning this kind of extremism. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mayor, I can hear you. There was just a bit of a lag. Mayor, you mentioned that that your office is working with the South African Police Services and the city's Safety and Security Investigative Unit, and K9 teams are also assisting. Can you elaborate a bit further on what that support looks like in practical and literal terms?
Sure. Well, this threat was delivered via SMS, so it's mainly going to be a digital investigation rather than a physical one. But our Safety and Security Investigations Unit, our SSIU, does have the capability to help where needed. And the SAPS has obviously got significant digital investigation capabilities. And so wherever needed, we will help. They need only to call on us. We also have something called our Safe Places of Worship project, where we are going and we actively do training programs in places of worship across our city on how to handle, spot the signs of extremism, how to handle it, how to make sure that people know what to do in emergency situations. So we are also getting that team to help with this case.
This is not the first case, of this nature. How concerned are you? You mentioned about that project you have on religious spaces and the safety thereof. But if you can just reiterate, just how concerned are you about the patterns of religious sites being targeted in Cape
Yes.
Town, and how are you preparing for the possibility of further incidents?
Yes, it is a growing concern. In December we had an unsuccessful attempt to throw an explosive device over the front wall of the Jewish Community Center in Gardens in Hatfield Street. Also, a deeply, deeply concerning thing. And all I can do is reiterate that point, that there are 5 million Cape Townians of every kind of religion that you can think of, many Christians, many Muslims, many Jews, and they have the longest tradition, literally centuries and generations of living together in the city, side by side as neighbors, and showing generosity and kindness to one another. And we must all just double down on those values and make sure that we protect them and defend them. and do not allow extremism and zealotry to undermine those things and make this an unsafe place for people to worship as they see fit.
Mhm. I want to touch on the Safer Places of Worship initiative that the city has embarked on. Can you tell us a bit more about how that program works and whether mosques and churches and synagogues and temples in Cape Town can maybe expect to see more visible security presence or support?
Yeah, that's the Safer Places of Worship project is a project we've been running for about 2 years already, where we do some specific training in churches, mosques, synagogues, temples, you name it, all places of worship across the city, where we train people, congregants, but also faith leaders on how to deal with the issues of extremism as they come up, and how to spot the signs and telltale symptoms of it, and how to react proactively. And then also in the worst case scenario, in emergency scenarios, how do you act to get your people, your congregants to safety, and and make sure that you can try to stop those scenarios from becoming even worse. So that's the program we're doing, and all many places of worship have already had that training, and many more still will.
Mm, mm. And lastly, Mayor, before I let you go, many Capetonians, especially those from Muslim communities, are feeling anxious. They're feeling exposed. What message of reassurance would you like to send directly to them this morning?
I would like to say that they have absolutely nothing to fear, that we will all stand up for the values that make Cape Town a wonderful place to live and to raise your families. And that is that every person from every background can worship here freely without fear of intimidation or violence. And that we should all join hands and link arms and stand up for those values together. And certainly from the city side, from the government side, we won't compromise on those values of peacefulness, of tolerance, of unity, of care for one another in a plural, very diverse city.
All right, we're going to leave on that note, Mayor. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
and
you.
giving us the time. Really appreciate it. That was Cape Town Mayor, Mayor Geordin Hill Lewis. Yeah, just reiterating, I think, very, very important points. And just giving us more insight on the initiatives that they have when it comes to making places of worship safe places, as they naturally should be. But yeah, I think we've seen in the last few, weeks, last few years, places of worship becoming spaces that are becoming dangerous, especially in Cape Town. I think this is not the first mosque that has been attacked. I don't think there's a first space of worship that has undergone, such stress because of a bomb threat or an attack leveled against them. So yeah, really concerning. But we hope that the city is handling it very, very delicately because I think this is how in a lot of countries specifically how a lot of instability starts when people start attacking each other's places of worship. I think you're touching a very, very sore area, and I think from there it just blows out to full on instability, and I don't think that's something any of us would like to see happening in Cape Town or any part of South Africa. We're going to take a quick break. News and views continues after this.